Greetings, my fellow Nigerians. Quickly, when the institutions that we have established as a people to protect our interests fails, what happens? It is clear that the executive arm of government, the legislature, and the judiciary have failed us, we the people. Now, when it is now so obvious that they have failed, what do we do next? What happens is that when the institution fails, the constitution does not end. Power does not disappear. It returns to where it came from, and it came from the people. Now, let me just use the constitution to show this to you. Now, if you look at the 1999 constitution as amended, you will see that 2 or 3 places talks about this power that comes from the people. The preamble, section 14, 2A and 2C. So I'll just read it for you so that you see the basis for what I'm telling you. So I'm just trying to say that all hope is not lost. Our government has failed us, but we do not need to fail ourselves. The buck falls on our table, we the people. It is our responsibility to build this country the way we would prefer. So it is clear that the government, INEC, judiciary, all these guys have failed us. So what do we do? Do we also fail ourselves? I'm here to tell you that no, we do not need to fail ourselves. What is possible? What can we do within the law? Now, the 1999 constitution, ultimate power belongs to the people. Now, how? In the preamble, the preamble says, I'll just cut, but you can go and read for yourself. We, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, having firmly and solemnly resolved to live in unity and harmony, continue, right? Then, towards the end of the preamble, it now says, do hereby make, enact, and give to ourselves the following constitution. Now, what does this mean if you read it in full? It means that simply, the constitution comes from the people. The government authority is delegated. Government does not own the authority. It was delegated to them by the people. First point. Now, section 14, 2A. Now, 14.1 says that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principles of democracy and social justice. That is by the way. Now, 2A, which is my point, state it hereby accordingly declared that A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. What does this mean? Simply, ultimate power belongs to the people, we the people. Government only exercises borrowed authority. Borrowed from whom? Borrowed from we the people. So all hope is not lost. You do not need to lose all hope and feel discouraged. We the people are still here. Ultimate power belongs to we the people, according to the Constitution of Nigeria. Section 14.2c. Section 14.2c says that the participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. What does this mean? Simply, citizens are not spectators. Participation is a constitutional requirement. For you to be a part of the country and to participate in governance, it is a constitutional requirement. You must not stand and look at APC, PDP, ADC, Labour Party, INEC, Judiciary, Executive Arm of Government, National Assembly, the Senate. You do not need to stand and look. You can participate. How can we participate? That is where I now have an idea. Now, quickly, we, the people, have sovereignty. We have the ultimate authority and power in this country. It is from our own collective will and choice that we delegated this power to government, executive, legislature, and judiciary. The legislature consists of the National Assembly and the Senate and House of Representatives. We gave them the power. That is why every year, every 4 years, they come back to us to say, do you still want to give me that power? Do you get it? Every year, by the constitution, they have to come back and say, do you still want me to take the power from you and use it on your behalf? And I told you in my last video that for you to know what you will get after 2027, I said, look at what your president does with his time and your resources. You don't need to look at the past 3 years. Look at the next 1 month. You don't need any other magician or witchcraft to tell you what your future will be if they repeat and continue. There is a way out. It is not so hard. It is if we the people can say we insist that you guys will get out of government, only then that they will listen. If you just say it as a spectator, they will continue in power. But if we say it and insist, then we will have our way as the sovereign people of Nigeria. Now, how? What it requires is that majority or a critical mass of all of us Nigerians have to show that we the people want this thing that I'm saying. If I just say it as an individual, it is not substantial enough. There has to be a critical mass to show that this is what we want and this is what we want. Come rain, come sun, we want this. See, between 2023 and 2026, I can bet that the amount of lives that have been lost, including top military officers, that the amount of lives that have been lost, if the people insisted on their mandate in 2023, that amount of life will not be lost. So it is very important that we take a stand in 2027 as the sovereign people of Nigeria to insist that our mandate must stand. How? Like I've said, we have to show that a critical mass, a substantial number of us want this thing to happen. Now, I've come up with a simple way to test this. What am I testing? Nigeria hard. Is it really true for you that Nigeria is hard? It is getting worse. If it is true for you, what can you do now that will not cost you anything? I've come up with a picture. I've designed a picture. You can post that picture and use the hashtag. The hashtag is WeGiveOurselvesNigeria. Hashtag WeGiveOurselvesNigeria. Use this hashtag. Use this picture. What is the picture? The picture is the picture of a pregnant woman. Nigeria is pregnant. It will give birth in 2027. It gave birth about 60 years ago. Look, your current socioeconomic circumstance is what it gave birth to. Every 4 years, we kept on giving birth to that kind of child. In 2027, we have a fresh opportunity to give birth to another kind of child. The kind of child you say is a child of promise that will deliver. Can all of us agree that we want to give birth to a new Nigeria where you don't need to know anybody to become somebody, where everybody gets to where they get to based on merit, where basic necessities of electricity, shelter, clothing, food are basic and remain basic, that nobody will come and tell us to clap for them because they gave us basic necessities, basic infrastructures. You know, that kind of Nigeria is possible from 2027. It need not go beyond 2027. And the only way is for the people to insist. Now, do you want a better Nigeria? One way you can try to show that you want it is use this, my offering. We are pregnant. We, the people of Nigeria, give ourselves this nation. Do you want to give yourself a nation that you'll be proud of? You can use this. So we'll see how far this goes. We can come up with other ideas of what to do to keep gathering ourselves around ourselves to show that we know that the power lies with us. Then in 2027, we will give them the updates that we, the people, we know how to insist, and we will insist that our mandate will count. They can be acting all this their drama, both the judiciary, the INEC, who is supposed to be a referee. Referee is not playing in the game. They should keep on acting. Let's leave them to act their drama. Let we the people come together. Then we will make our stand and we will make our say in 2027. It's not about them, it's about us. Now, that's point number one. Point number two. It's come to my attention that just like the country has a lot of unnecessary problems, in our own personal lives, we also have unnecessary problems. So I'll just say it. Maybe it's not been articulated, but largely it is self-evident that if you have problems, right? What kind of problem? Maybe you're a boyfriend, you're a girlfriend, you are a married man, a married woman, and you have a challenge or a misunderstanding with your spouse. See, you need not keep quiet about it. Because how this came into my attention is that I saw two different couples have the same kind of problem. What is the challenge? The husband did something that the wife did not like. The girlfriend did something that the boyfriend did not like. Then the girlfriend kept quiet and started being moody and carrying faces. Same thing with the husband or the wife, started carrying faces, keeping quiet. So this action now is trying to demonstrate that, hey, husband, I don't like something you have done, but I want to use it and do guy. That's in the background now, you are doing guy. It's not necessary, because what happens is that when you do it this way, you take 2 weeks, 2 months. So in that 2 months where you are carrying your face, and that 2 days or 2 weeks or 3 days or 5 days, you are carrying your face, I'm not going, babe, come and do this. You see? So you are in pain. I'm sure you are in pain. You that is doing the moodiness, you are in pain. Your partner is also in pain because he has lost connection with his spouse, right? Or her spouse. Then you take 5 days. On the 5th day, you now tell honey, but you did this thing and I've told you didn't do it well, and I didn't like it. That is, so then on the 5th day, two of you now, you resolved your issue. So, but it took you 5 days of pain and self-denial and suffering to get to that point. Anyway, it would have made sense if after that you just separated. But what is the point of wasting time being in pain and suffering, then you still come back to the same solution? So what am I offering? I'm saying that it's not necessary. If anybody, whether business partner, friend, spouse, whatever, speak up. Take initiative and speak up immediately. Hey babe, you've done this, I don't like it. Your babe comes up immediately, say, oh, I'm sorry. I'll fix it. No pain, no 5 days of suffering and whatever, right? Problem solved. Now, another example is you borrowed money. You borrowed 5K. You are supposed to pay today. But how Nigeria happens to everybody, for some reason, for some disappointment, you are not able to meet up. What do you do? So Obina gave you 5K. You are supposed to pay today. You didn't get them. You didn't have the money today. So Obina now called. Shit, how do I disappoint Obina? So in this point, the summary is that most of us don't know how to fail. So I want to teach you how to fail, because failing is also a part of success. So Obina has called you. Now, you don't have Obina's money. You don't want to disappoint Obina. That's the basis of you not picking Obina's call. How do you open your mouth and say, Obina, no, I don't have the money, sorry. So you just missed Obina's call. Obina became worried. This guy is eating my money. Why is he not picking my call? The next day, Obina called again. Now, I'm now sure that you cannot pick the call, because it was easier to pick the first call. So, but the second call is now worse, because not only that you have not paid Obina's money, you've also missed his call and did not return it. So you are now in a position where you want to block Obina's number, break your phone, remove the SIM card, and just not see Obina. If you see Obina coming this way, you go this way. So the only mistake you made is that you didn't take responsibility. So what can you do which is better, which is what I do? So how do you fail in this kind of example? You fail by taking responsibility. So now you are supposed to pay Obina that money today. You didn't have the money today. If you are able to see ahead and know that the day before today, you have known that you will not have the money, call Obina before that day. But even if it's still on the same day, you realize that you'll not be able to have the money or whatever the commitment was, call that person before that person calls you. When you call him, explain in detail. Even though they tell you, okay, don't mind, I have heard. Say, no, see, this happened. That is why I'm not able to pay you today. But from what I've seen, I'll be able to pay in the next 2 months, next 5 days, next 1 week. Do it that way. So when you do it that way, Obina will see that, no, the problem is not that you don't want to pay. You have challenges, but you want to pay, and you are committed to paying. So he'll say, okay, no problem. Take your time, pay. Then Obina has given you extra 2 weeks to pay. After 5 days, call Obina. Tell him that you are working on it. You are still going to pay. Give him the assurance. So this way, Obina knows that not only that you want to pay, you are committed, you are calculating, it's in your mind, you have not forgotten. Then you have your time to work and pay. So this is how you can do it. Now, what is not so popular is that most times people don't like to fail, and that is the same reason why most of us don't do the simple things that we can do, which is largely our collective problem as Nigerians. Now, what most people do not realize is that failure is very important, and it is a very important aspect of life. Failure, this is failure. For example, I'm supposed to use a coin, but I don't have a coin, so let's use my remote. This is the back of the remote, this is the front. This is failure, this is success. It is the same thing. It is part of the same thing. You cannot have success alone without having the failure. So it is expected that in life you will fail. Most times those failures are your processes through which you learn. You get to know something that you didn't know before, and then you correct yourself and do it again or do better. So when you fail in your commitment, take responsibility. Do not keep quiet. Do not turn your face in shame. Shame is useless in this case. Do not turn your face in shame. Take responsibility and take initiative instead. If you do it that way, you'll be more upfront in your relationship, in your marriage, in your business, whatever it is. If you apply this kind of approach, you see that you get more result, you reduce your amount of pain, and you live your best life here and now. Now, Nigeria as a country has kept failing itself because we the people have kept on failing ourselves. Our leaders are a reflection of us. With you going by these my examples, you see that in 2027, we have another chance. The immediate reaction is that I voted last time and my vote did not count. Therefore, I will not vote again. It's not our thing, it's their thing now. I've shown you by the constitution, you are the most powerful person in Nigeria. By the constitution, because we the people are the ones that delegated our power. If you fail an exam, the best way to pass it is not to turn away. You approach that exam again. You strategize and know the key factors that are led to your failure. What led to our failure in 2023? Our institutions. The umpire, which is INEC, the judiciary, which was supposed to uphold the same law. They both failed us, supported by the executive. In 2027, it is clear as daylight on ground right now that those same institutions are worse. The answer is not to look away. It is to look forward and apply a solution that can work with the understanding that you are the most important factor in this equation. You, the people. I've given us my own design for what I thought we could use to approach this we, the people situation, where we can use to aggregate a critical mass that say, yes, I believe in Nigeria. We can do the right things. You use that hashtag and use the picture if you please. This country is possible to be great and to be a leader in the world, but I need you to wake up. Join me on this journey to say that we the people, it is us that have failed before now and we can do better going forward from next year. So till I come your way again, have a good time. Thank you.